2 years ago, you could throw a property on the market for whatever price and it would sell for more than that. It was crazy. The market was just bananas 2 years ago. When you're dealing with these family dynamics and them fighting, do you have like a piece of advice for them to like, just, hey, think about this before is there something that a recurring theme that you tell them on a regular basis to think about?
Yes. I mean, I tell the people in charge to overcommunicate.
Okay.
And I tell the people who are not in charge, I try to explain to them the role of the person who is in charge and what is reasonable communication and what is really not reasonable communication. And I try to explain to them that they're not a decision maker, that the person who is the decision maker may ask them for their opinion, but isn't obliged to do what they prefer to do if there's a difference of opinion. So, right. I'm asking you and taking it under advisement, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do what you prefer I do, and that doesn't mean it's wrong.
Sure. Yeah. Well, because there's probably three other, siblings or beneficiaries that have their own opinions about things. We're all people. We all have our own opinions. And, that you don't have to do what they say. You're right. So one of the biggest, I would say, after doing these kinds of probate and inheritance deals for as many years as I have, one recurring theme that we run into a lot is a difference of opinion and value of the assets or the property. You've always got that one sibling or whatever who thinks that this property is worth $1 million. And for example, the lady I just told you about with the situation, right? We made her an offer and her son was there at the property. And my guy that was there said her son commented to her, was like, Mom, that's actually a really good offer. That's double what I thought it was worth, just to tell her that. And do you have, like, how do you, in those situations, what are you, like, do you have like, okay, we need to do this and this,
Yes.
just to shed some light to that?
Yes. So assuming it's not a taxable estate and so a formal appraisal isn't required,
Mm-hmm.
we usually don't spend the money on having a formal appraisal. Instead, I will get 2 or 3 brokers' opinion of value from brokers that I know well, that I know that product, that area, that type of real estate, whatever it might be. And usually there's a pretty good triangulation when you do that. There may be a range, but you're kind of between here and there.
Right.
I will typically share those with the beneficiaries and say, here's what we heard, here's the one I've chosen and why.
Mm-hmm.
So, I chose to work with Brad and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the price. In our case, it's a listing agreement.
Right.
And then what we do is we put it, in our case, on the market.
Mm-hmm.
And we always hold it open a minimum of 2 weekends and the week in between before we accept offers. That way it has been marketed on the amount. So it's clearly fair market value, whatever happens. Usually we get multiple offers because we price it a little below what we think it should sell for. That generates multiple offers. And when it generates multiple offers, then it's a little bit of an auction. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, the number's the number. The market has done its work. The market has told us. And it's pretty hard for the beneficiaries to argue with that. They may not like it, but it's hard to argue with because we've gone through a process and they've been kept in the loop on the process.
That's great. That's a great tip because we actually do that. And as buying properties and then reselling them, and I've learned to understand market cycles. And 2 years ago, you could throw a property on the market for whatever price and it would sell for more than that. Whether you did any value, it was crazy. The market was just bananas 2 years ago.